The Lion's Gate portal is upon us. Oh my goodness. Earth Angels, welcome to Expansion for Love. Those of you who are new here, I am so glad to see you. Thanks for joining me. We are going to talk about the Lion's Gate portal, 8-8. And what's very special about this is that in Kemetic history, or in Egyptian history, we have some very special representations of gods that are Bastet and Sekhmet, and they are sisters. But in reality, what's really interesting is that they represent two sides of one goddess. And I love that so much because this goddess very much represents a beautiful side of divine masculine and divine feminine all bundled into one that is strong and incredible. So with that, I wanted to bring up an interesting point in history that you may have kind of brushed shoulders with or come across with, right? And that is the fact that Western historians have really brought to our attention that Egypt is kind of a almost in a way had primitive religion, right? And like primitive teachings. And it's interesting because when you look into Kemetic history and you learn about these beautiful people, they had such a complex understanding of so much that was going on in Egypt and in the world around them and in science. And they were people who had a system of living, and they didn't really abide by these gods and goddesses. They represented things. So they stood for symbolisms and practices, right? And good things that they knew were moral to live by. And that's what I love about this beautiful goddess, Bastet, who represents that side of the goddess who is that cat. She was originally represented as a lion head with a woman's body, and then with time she was represented more as a cat because she was very fertile and had this beautiful litter of little kittens, and many of them. And a beautiful thing that this cat did that kind of brought the cat goddess part of the goddess out was that cats came to Egypt at a time when they were struggling with they came into recognition, right? As the Egyptians were struggling with keeping their beautiful harvests that were already gathered protected from the mice and rodents. The wonderful warrior cats would come out and they would go out for the hunt. And they also were admired because they had these beautiful litters that they brought forth of so many kittens at one time, and that just represented fertility, right? Personified so beautifully. And also, they would go out and protect their own with or from cobras, which is incredible. The cats were fighting cobras. But of course a mother would do that, right? Now that's Bastet, and her sister Sekhmet is represented as the protector and the warrior, right? She is the one who went out and fought. She is the goddess of war. And that's the focus will be on Bastet today, but I just wanted to make sure that you knew about Sekhmet, her sister, as well, and that representation of all the beautiful things that they stand for. And because we're in Leo season, right? And this Lion's Gate is opening, this portal that was very, very connected to Egypt. Egyptian history always brought this forth as a very important time. So August the 8th is this beautiful time where we will remember and be ready to recognize what's happening in the heavens. At this time right now, we have the earth in a place where it is aligned with the star. I'm trying to remember the name again. It's Sirius, right? The really, really bright star in the sky. Sirius? Oh, forgive me. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, right? The big, big bright star in the heavens that we recognize. And when these align, that is happening in Leo season, and that's that Lion's Gate opening where there is more light coming in because this star is twice the brightness of the sun. Actually, excuse me, it's actually like twice the amount of light And if I'm not mistaken, it's like 26 times brighter than the sun. Something like that, right? It's incredible. It's amazing. You should look it up. It's incredible. And like, never take my word for anything that I say here. You should really check into it. But that star represents abundance and fertility. And for us here on earth, right, those things are beautiful. We want abundance and harvest in whatever we're working on, right, that it bears fruit and comes into fruition. And that whatever we do, even in fertility, also has to do with what we imagine in our minds and we bring forth and create and comes out, right? Those are things that we accept and embrace and appreciate here. And so it's at this time that I would really recommend you take time to get into a meditation for 8/8 and that you would bring in what it is that this star has for you at this time. And it is another reminder of divinity, the divinity within you in this physical body, and being connected to the divine in the spiritual realm. So that's what this portal opens up for us. It's a really quite amazing. And with that, I wanted to show you a beautiful deck that I have from the Tarot Nefertari. And this card is the Strength card. And it has what reminds me of Sekhmet with this lion here. But this would remind me more of Sekhmet, the lion side. And then we have the woman part, right? Which Sekhmet would be this and Bastet would be the cat. But yeah, this is just this beautiful, here's the backside so you can see how gorgeous the Eye of Horus there. I love that so much. And that is the deck we're going to use to look into where our hearts are at this time as we are preparing for the Lionsgate portal. That we would also be able to be protectors and fertile and bearing much, much fruit with the purposes that we have here on earth, which the main one is love. Oh, there we go. We're getting a couple here. Just want to grab one more. There we go. One more. Oh, wow. The first card to come out here is the Knight of Pentacles. So this steady knight is coming in with the message, right? So our hearts has this energy, just a steady, steady flow of that pentacle energy, right? Producing and bearing fruit. And then here we have the 10 of Chalices, the 10 of Cups, which is right, our completion, our great family life, right? Everything that represents. And then the last card to come in was 9 of Cups in reverse. And with the 9 of Cups in reverse, this is a little bit of where our heart is unhappy, right? Our heart is dealing with some sadness because that cup, that has to do with, in the reverse, just this completion of, or this, wish fulfillment, right? But we have some wishes that are not being fulfilled and some unhappiness in the heart space at this time. So, but at the same time, to bring this into the upright, all we need to do is we'll find out what that is. We're going to look into that because that is really quite what we want to look into at this time. So what is it? Ooh. This is amazing. So this is a scarab, and it says life restored, priestess of the phoenix. And this scarab here is very much a representation of the phoenix because scarabs are about transformation, protection, resurrection. That is exactly what they represent. And this scarab is like very powerful looking, right? And life restored, priestess of the phoenix. This is telling us that if we are continuing to work on our hearts and opening that heart chakra at this time as we receive in an understanding of our divinity and our priestesshood and our priesthood, we can really have a restored and complete life. Whatever has happened in the past could be cleared and we can be have more healing and be more renewed, right? Within our within our heart spaces. We need that space, that middle kind of like center of the chakras to be in a good alignment with the rest of the body, right? And we are going to pull a couple more cards here. Here we go. We also have Truths Unveiled, the revelation of Isis. And I will let you look at that image for a moment as I grab the book. And it is Truths Unveiled. Okay, 204. And it says, the revelation of Isis. There are times when appearances of people, places, and things are truly deceptive. You will sense this when something feels uncomfortable within you. When you notice feelings of anxiety or doubt within you. You may think there is something wrong with you, but actually you are intuitively sensing that all is not as it appears to be. It is wise to trust your inner feelings rather than becoming convinced by outward appearance. There is a situation in your life, especially involving relationships, where something is not as it is being made out to be. To avoid undue suffering later on, Isis guides you to truth and revelation now. So this is very fascinating, as this is talking about the revelation of Isis, right? And Isis, by the way, I meant to say, is actually, oh, I think, here we go, making sure we're still good here on lighting. The light's been changing on me today. It's been having some fun. We just have a beautiful cloudy day, right? So need to appreciate that. But life restored and Isis, Isis is the mother of Bastet and Sekhmet. She is the wife of Horus, or Ra, forgive me, of Ra. And so here it's talking about that life that's restored, right? And checking on relationships because there are, the truths revealed, right? That are unveiled, revealed, so that we could understand that there are things going on at this time. This is a time we really, really need to pay attention to. And that very well may be why this Nine of Cups is here. We don't have some happiness in our hearts because there's something that needs to be revealed to us still. That we know there's something that's off, which is really, really valuable to know. And we will look into this a little further. Truths unveiled, life restored. Yeah, for sure as truths are unveiled, right? Life can totally be more and more restored. And we have the abundance of Sosis. And this card, stellar blessings of the celestial goddesses of abundance. And this is talking about harvest again and reaping what we've already sown and the goodness that's coming in towards us right now with this beautiful star that's lining up with the earth. And as these three cards here represent, we will have life restored to us as truth is unveiled and abundance is coming our way, right? That could be within profits and money making. It could also very well be with creative works that you've been doing, any business you've been working on, any career path you've been pursuing, school that you've been doing. This abundance could represent so many things, right? That you're bearing fruit of the work that you've done. And that's really beautiful. And all these things will definitely pull this Nine of Cups from reverse to the upright. And that is wonderful at this time for us. So with that, I also wanted to give you an opportunity at this time to ask a question of the angels, and we will give you an angel answer. And let either the video set it to pause or let yourself think about it as I am pulling a card for you here to see what an answer is for you so that we can get ready for this Lion's Gate. This time is just a wonderful time to continue to open up to understanding that spiritual side of yourself, right? That greater side to you. You have this beautiful human body, and it is wonderful, and this life experience here on Earth is incredible and so exciting and invigorating, and also at times extremely challenging, right? But there's a reason for it. And we have an answer. And that reason is to continue to share love and be loved, right? So interesting. We got let go and success. So whatever your question was, within letting go, you will have success. That is really, really quite something. That's too much fun. Thank you, angels, for that. Thank you, thank you. Well, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for being here. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you thought anyone could benefit from it, please share it. We would love that. It's so much fun. And we'd love to hear from you. There's a Gmail down there. We have Instagram as well down in the comment section below. And if you would consider supporting the channel, if we have any links down below, they are definitely going to support Expansion for Love. And thank you so much for being here. I am going to put up the Isis deck that we have, beautiful Isis Oracle deck. That will be down below so you can see that deck and all the beautiful cards that it has. Here's the back of it with the scarab on it that looks like a rising phoenix. Oh, I love it so much. Too much fun. So if you haven't already, please subscribe and hit that all notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of the videos, because we have stuff coming out almost daily at this point. So don't miss out. Check it out. Thanks so much for being here, and blessings to you so much for this 8/8. Take care.